What kind of advice would you give a young kid who's in karting and has the aspirations to get to the top? This is sort of falling back on what we were talking about before about not putting F1 on a pedestal. But to sum that up, yeah, what kind of advice would you give the young drivers today?
There's a lot of advice, I think, which could be given out for young drivers. Very much depends on who, what, where. But I would say, some of the main things would be don't be too fixated on one thing, because what you have planned, it could actually not be the best for you, and maybe something else is going to come up which would be a better option. But if you're close to that, then it's, I mean, I remember I had times in my career where I had an option, or there was a potential thing, and I was like, no, I'm not interested, not interested. And then I look back at it and I'm like, fuck, that was an amazing opportunity. Why didn't I say yes to that?
Yeah.
So, I'd say be open to everything. Any car you get an opportunity, go for it and go in with an open mind. Listen, try and get good people around you. Because you will have some people, and maybe they're only interested in how much money they can get out of you. You've got that side of motorsport. Then you'll have other people who will be genuine in their advice and want to help and guide you. But once you kind of build this, let's say circle around you, use them, listen to them, while also, remaining true to yourself. Because if you feel like, you need to have that self-determined, you have to be self-determined. You have to be kind of have that grit, that determination. If you don't have that, then you're not going to be successful anyway. So, I say that's just a couple of sort of things for young guys coming through. And also, work hard. Because you do see some drivers who are like mega talented, but it didn't work that hard. And if they had just worked a little bit harder, or been a bit more open in one way or another, they could have been professional. But it's a tough sport. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, if you wait around at the barbershop long enough, you're going to get your hair cut. And it's a funny one, but it's true. So if you want to make something happen, generally you will. But you have to work for it.
Well, that's a very good point. You've got to realize that motorsport is 80 odd percent away from the circuit. I've written a book about strategic partnerships, motorsport sponsorship, which will be coming out soon. And I calculated, when you look at a race weekend in Asian motorsport, with your practice, 30 minutes of practice or an hour of practice, 30 minutes of qualifying, and then 2 races of 45 odd minutes.
Yeah.
The time you spend on the track itself competing is only a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And you're only doing that in Asia 5, 6, 7 weekends a year.
Yeah.
The other 7 days of the week, you've got to be working your ass off. That's where the business side comes in. You've got to be networking, trying to find the funds to continue next year, building your brand, public relations. It's the racing aspect of it itself is very, very small. For your,
I think I remember calculating it. It was less than 0.5% of the actual time which you put in, as a young driver when you're doing those things. It's not much.
Yeah, exactly.